Lester's Dreadful Sweaters, written and illustrated by K.G. Campbell. Cousin Clara's cottage was consumed by a crocodile. Luckily, Cousin Clara wasn't in it. Upon hearing the news, Lester disapproved. Cottages, he muttered, aren't meant for munching. He added crocodiles to his list of suspicious stuff starting with a C. Then he checked that his socks were even and combed his hair. No one knew exactly whose cousin Clara was. So she came to stay with Lester's family. She was little and frilly and came with a basket of knitting. I added crocodiles to my list, Lester assured her. At first, everything went well. Clara didn't make unsavory noises or rearrange Lester's lost and found collection. All she did was sit and knit, clickety-click, clickety-click. One morning, she said, I made you a sweater, and Lester thought, how kind. Until he saw it. It was shriveled yet soggy. It had holes where it shouldn't, and none where it should. It was a less than pleasant yellow, and smothered with purple pom-poms. It was dreadful. Say thank you, Lester, said Lester's mother. Thank you, whispered Lester. He'll wear it to school, said Lester's father. Lester's day did not go well. Mr. Twist didn't compliment his carefully combed hair, which he always did, and Eden Measles made a less than pleasant remark. Later, Lester's sweaters was discovered in the laundry, all stringy and shrunken. What a mysterious accident, said Lester. Not to worry, said Cousin Clara, and she kept on knitting, clickety-click, clickety-click. The next morning, there was another sweater. This one covered bits it shouldn't and didn't cover bits it should. It was an irksome pink and dotted with oddly placed upside-down pockets. It was ghastly. Don't you look handsome, said Lester's mother, as she handed him his lunch. Lester's day went worse than the one before. Mr. Twist didn't notice his nicely knotted tie, which he always did, and Eden Measles said several irksome things. Later, Lester's sweater was discovered in the yard, shredded by the lawnmower. It's an inexplicable tragedy, said Lester. Never mind, said Cousin Clara, until she knitted, clickety-click, clickety-click. The next sweater was repulsively pumpkin, uncommonly crooked, and it had a hideous hood. It unraveled in the rain and got washed down a drain. The next was an awful olive and had alarmingly large buttons. It was pecked to pieces by several outraged ostriches. Then there was a terribly turquoise one, with several unexpected sleeves. It got stolen by ne'er-do-wells. It seemed that as far as she could knit them, Cousin Clara's creations were doomed to disaster. I have a curiously bad luck with sweaters, Lester explained. Luckily, said Cousin Clara, I'm a curiously speedy knitter. That night, long after bedtime, Lester could hear a frantic clickety-click, clickety-click. At dawn, he arose to a bone-chilling sight. In the parlor loomed a woolly mountain of cruel colors, appalling polka dots, frightening stripes, startling tassels, and things with 6 fingers. Oh no, wailed Lester. Eden Measles' party is today. They found him crouched amidst the remains of grimly dismembered garments. He clutched a large pair of scissors, and his hands were covered with red yarn. Lester's parents said some loud and angry stuff. Lester said he was sorry. Cousin Clara didn't say anything. She just smiled and held up another sweater. When Lester arrived at Enid's, Mrs. Measles said, You must be with the clowns. I'm doomed, Lester explained, to a life of dreadful sweaters. Lester disapproved of clowns. Noses, he mumbled, are not for hunking. But the clowns liked Lester. We love your sweater, they told him. You don't think, guessed Lester. It's dreadful? The feathers and feet, said the clowns, are super cute. Would you, asked Lester hopefully, like your own? There are more, shrieked the clowns. By now, said Lester, there should be tons. Follow me. On seeing Cousin Clara's freshly knitted collection, the clowns went nuts. So stylish, they cried. So fresh, so inspired. Oh, stop, giggled Cousin Clara, knitting away. Clickety-click. We'll take them all, declared the head clown. Can you make more? Cousin Clara, Lester assured him, is a curiously speedy knitter. On the spot, Cousin Clara was offered a job, knitting for the whole troop. Does your act, asked Cousin Clara, involve crocodiles? It didn't, but the position did include a fanciful caravan of Clara's very own. So she accepted the offer and packed up her knitting. Won't you, asked the clowns, miss your family? I'm not sure, said Cousin Clara, if we're even related. And everyone was gone. After everyone was gone, Lester discovered a honking noise and a left-behind sweater. It was a gruesome hue of maroon and had itchy, ill-fitting bits with bells. Lester eyed the garbage can, but then he carefully cataloged both things and added them to the lost and found. Just in case, he murmured, I ever become a clown. The end.